Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to the first official Fusion Watch Party away from Philadelphia. We're very proud to be hosting that. But part of the Fusion Watch Party is we'll be doing two separate events. The first event is going to be a show match between the Harrisburg Storm and the Penn State Nittany Lions from 5 to 7 o'clock, followed by the Fusion taking on the newcomers Washington Justice at 7 o'clock on the Overwatch League. So we got a two-part thing coming to you. So first off, I just want to say thanks for coming out. Outside, we have merchandise and food and things that you can get in there. So if you're interested in that, you can see that in between the maps. You can go out whenever you would like and come check that out. And up until that point, I just want to say thanks for coming out. And can we give a round of applause for the Harrisburg Storm up here? And we hope that you enjoy the show match. Thanks for coming out.
Hello and welcome to the Hugh Storm versus PSU show match today. My name is Christian Gillespie, aka Puns and Buns, and I'm going to be bringing you the action today as we go into a lot of fun things. We're going to be having just a regular best of 3 match, along with some other fun game modes to fill the time, as we are here at the Fusion Watch Party. So a lot of fun things going on today. But I'll be greeted by Chad very shortly as he's on his way down to the studio set. But I just want to talk a little bit about, how awesome the program is here. They asked me to come out to, commentate this event. This team has been around for, I think, about 2 years now, and they're definitely a very solid crew. And, having gotten to know them very well through just, being here and the different events that they participated in, Harrisburg's got a very solid esports program, and I'm really excited to get to know more about not just their Overwatch program, but their Hearthstone and their League programs as well. But yeah, we're getting ready to get into the games here. Like I said, we have PSU, aka Penn State University, competing against Harrisburg today. I also know the Penn State guys very well. They're not. It's going to be a very interesting match. Is the best way for me to put it today. They're still learning. That's the best way I could put it for that. They don't have the same resources that Harrisburg University has, so for them, it's really about just learning as much as they can, doing matches just like, very similar to this. And, yeah, so I got Chad coming into shot very shortly. How's it going, man?
Oh, things are fantastic. Thanks for inviting me here.
Oh, yeah, it's been awesome. So I think we'll be getting into the game very shortly. We're just waiting for the map to set up. The first map is going to be Lijiang Tower. For those of you who are newer to Overwatch, that is a control map. Now, control maps are very significant in that there's one spot in the middle of the map that one team wants to take control of.
Control. You want to take control of it. That's the name. Control. All right, got it. We got it.
Exactly that. But for those of you who are new to Overwatch, welcome. This is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of hectic action. So I'll try and, make it as simple as I can.
Sometimes I feel like it'll be simple, and then sometimes we'll even be a little bit confused with what's going on, I feel like. So we're here to break it down and to have a good time and see what strategies come out.
Break it down?
Let's break it down.
That makes sense for those of you who are new. Soon. But for those of you who are big Fusion fans, they're going to have a great match after this as well. Fusion versus Washington Justice.
Yes, I can't wait to see how it goes. There's a lot of new teams in Overwatch League, and we're kind of seeing like who's pairing out to be above the pack and some that are below the pack. So I think it's pretty cool to see where that's at right now.
Absolutely, and I believe that in the next couple games, we're definitely going to show that we are above the pack.
Yes, we are. Yes. We as the Fusion, obviously being that Philadelphia market, but we are very much above the pack, and we're gonna continue to prove that.
Absolutely. But we're gonna get into the match now. As you see, Penn State's gonna be blue, and Hugh Storm's gonna be red, which works out actually.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. It's got that color scheme going on already.
So let's look at the team compositions right now. Looks like Penn State's going to be running the classic 3-3. Kodama's going to get knocked down very quickly, and their Q-Storm's going to go in real quick and clean them up with a 3-3 of their own.
Just 3 quick pickups right off the bat, though. Well, I mean, once you lose that initial 3, you're pretty much losing the point. Now they're getting pushed back into spawn, as we see, and going over to control that first point, so we get that first percent.
Absolutely. Fun fact, the Overwatch just released some statistics. When you lose your Rhine first in a fight like that, 12% of the time you're going to lose the fight. And that's exactly what just happened there. Konami was the first one to fall, and Penn State was they lost the fight and they lost the point. They're going to be stuck here with this choke right now. Q-Storm just kind of peeking in and out, trying to get a little bit of damage. They have the Earth Shatter on deck, waiting for them to just take a step forward, make that mistake, pushing, they're hoping a Reinhardt's going to be pushed forward so they can get a Shatter on all of those lesser beings there. Oh man, that's going to be a cleanup right there, but Kodama does get Insomniac with that charge, but it is for naught as they fall.
And when you see a Reinhardt ult like that right down just a busy hallway, there's not a whole lot you can do when you're in that choke. So Penn State's going to have to figure out a way to get past that hallway right now, and it's looking pretty tough.
I think right now your goal has to be to build ultimates, but the Graviton comes in, and so it's going to stop them right there. But the Graviton from Penn State of their own is going to be put out there. They don't have anything to follow up with that. Sujo is going to fall. They don't have that Brigette, so but they're slowly pushing forward. They don't get any picks, so they don't really have that much of an advantage. Fire Strike comes in, gets a little bit of damage that one there on the Reinhardt. They have Shatter on deck for Q-Storm. The bomb comes out from Smooty, doesn't find anyone, but they're just pushing forward. Penn State uses the sound barrier to just kind of like keep his team up. Shatter comes in. Reinhardt isn't there to save his team, but he is. He uses the Shatter out of his own, but it's it wasn't enough. They all fall as you see the kill feed.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes even if you get down on that killer ultimate, you need to be able to have the follow-up to clean it up. And right there, it looks so good, and then you're like, wait a second, there's no follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the old economy right now, and Q-Storm is just, they're rotating through nice and easy now. Insomniac's going to have that sound barrier on deck. He's probably going to wait for that Graviton to come out to use that. No, he doesn't even need to. The bomb comes out, and it finds Hobbs. That's going to be big there. Joshua's going to be falling right as he gets out of his mech. Retina's going to be going down as well as Swishu. This might be a turnover for Penn State just in time as it's about to go to 99-99. So they're going to, right at overtime, they're going to be able to take the map right now.
And I love the turnarounds at 99 because every time if you're new to Overwatch, you see it and you're just like, oh, there's no way people can come back from a deficit like that. But it's really cool to see these long holds. So I'm looking for Penn State to try and hold it as long as possible here.
I mean, as you see, they don't really have any of their ultimates on deck from their tank line, but they do have the defensive ults. They have Hobbs pushing in with a rally, going to be able to push them forward and get a little bit of that ult charge there for Retina. He's going to be looking for that Shatter soon if he can get it fast enough. There's not any ultimates on deck for Penn State right now. Insomniac and Autumn Souls both have their defensive ults there. They get caught in the grab, but it doesn't do much as they use the Transcendence. They still have the sound barrier out, though, so they're not too hung out to dry, and they're going to be cleaning up Penn State here, and they're going to be taking a point while Penn State only got to about 35%.
35%, I mean, it's not bad coming off of 0, obviously, because they weren't able to cap it at first, but we're just going to see this overtime go unless Penn State's able to hold it out, but they don't look like they're going to be able to make it out in time because they're just trying to skirt around the point just for that little bit, reset it, but we see Lucio fly and then do it as well.
Yeah, at this point, they're only hoping for a stagger, maybe for one person to hold it out long enough for the team to come back. But, that's kind of a miracle that you're asking for there when you have a team like Q-Storm holding their defenses, and they have all of their ultimates. Like I said, they've been rotating it through very efficiently during that entire match.
And that's definitely something that when I was personally new to Overwatch that I didn't really understand is that when you have multiple ultimates, I always thought that, you should use them all at the same time and make sure you always do that. But being able to rotate ultimates and not use ones that you don't need to win that fight is really big in Overwatch. And we see, the HU Storm doing that and holding on to the ones that they don't need to win these fights.
As we're going in, we're going to do a little bit of Overwatch 101. So when I talk about ultimate and ult economy, as you can see those numbers there, those percentages that they have, as they do more damage, and for the supports, as they heal their teammates more, they're going to be building up a special move that they have, if you're familiar with fighting games, and they're going to be able to do something a little extra. Reinhardt can slam and stun the team. Insomniac, or Lucio will be able to use his sound barrier to keep his team up. But we're going into the action right now as they meet right there at the main corridors. They're going in and out. Oh no, Fantastic caught himself right in the back line of the team. Not a place you want to be as Lucio. And with that, they're not going to have that support to keep their team up. They're going to fall here, and Q-Storm's going to be able to take this point first.
And it's just crazy after you see that first domino fall, how quickly it just steamrolls right past that at the end. One goes down, Fantastic gets caught out at the back, and then all of a sudden 3 or 4 just get rolled right over. So now Penn State's back at a point where they need to come and attack and see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, you already have that rally on the side of Q-Storm now. They get Shatter right from that Fire Strike. So they're going to drop down here, and all that Retina needs to do is get a nice shatter to be able to shut down this fight right now. They commit the rally, but Retina's going to go ahead and fall right there. Kodama falls down. There's no main tanks out on the field right now, so it's kind of a, it's a 5v5 situation. They're going to go ahead and commit the trans on the side of Penn State. Meanballs is going to be trying to keep his team up right now, and it's still kind of, a neck-and-neck fight here, but who are you? No Hear You, actually, is going to be the one who fall right now, and they're going to have to collect themselves and get ready to go back into the fight.
Just watching Joshua push back, it's just one of those things where you know that they're pushing out to spawn because they're able to. And the HU Storm has 4 ultimates here too, so they're just waiting for Penn State to come through that choke point right now. And then they're just going to be setting up for either a grab or a shatter, depending on what it looks like here. And as you see, he's just waiting in the corner for this grab. He wants to see them come out of this corner and try and catch 4 or 5 people. He's just waiting to see it.
I didn't even see where Fantastic was. He got caught out by Armstrong with that headshot right there. They commit the grab right here. And Hobbs is going to fall, but it doesn't really matter as most of Penn State's already going to be going.
This is just a case where, the grab's going to be a setup enough for them to catch 1 or 2 out. And in this case, they caught 3 and were able to catch them right away. And you see that they have 4 check marks at the top for HU Storm, so they're doing very well on alt economy. But then Penn State also has 4 similar alts as well.
So right now for Penn State, they're going to need to get a big combo off. I think maybe they can go ahead and try for that grab Diva Bomb there, but it's, they really need to get it in a good spot right there. So the grab comes out, the Diva Bomb comes out. It looks like it's not going to be able to catch anybody. They commit the sound barrier on the side of HU Storm, keeping a team up. A Diva Bomb of their own comes in, but doesn't find anybody. Sujo is going to be taken down by Smoothie, and right now it's just a brawl out on the point. Kodama's going to fall. Penn State not in a great position right now. You have No Hear You falling right now. He's just looking for a target. It's just, one after another. Penn State's going to be falling, and I think that's going to be it for this map on Lijiang.
Yep, we're going to see overtime just drain down here as Penn State tries to jump into the map. But it is not enough, and where HU Storm's able to keep it there for the full 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Harrisburg, their big thing that they had there was their ult usage. They rotated through very efficiently. And, the players on HU Storm, they have a lot of experience with different, higher level teams. So, it's something they picked up along the way, definitely.
Yep, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things about taking a lead is learning how to push that lead further. Sometimes when teams take leads, it's kind of weird because they flip too many times or they're not sure how to hold that. And you can tell a really good team by them being able to basically choke out the enemy team and push them further back and say, no, you're not coming to the point, right? We're going to dominate this, whether it's in a choke point or somewhere else. And that starts showing more and more with better teams that you play.
And definitely, just with the meta right now being 3-3 pretty much across the board, you're going to be seeing a lot of teams. It's going to be the teams that have the best synergy, the teams that have played together the longest, who are going to really succeed. You're seeing it in the Overwatch League right now, where some of the teams that were the best teams of last season are struggling because they're not able to have that same level of synergy as some of these teams who've just been working on this this composition over and over. And like I said, it all comes down to not just old economy, but ability usage, target, focusing your targets. And, it's definitely something that they were very, keen on doing.
Yeah, so we talk a little bit about 3-3. So can you explain them what that is just for the basics for the people that might not be familiar with it?
Absolutely. So when I say 3-3, there is 3 tanks and 3 supports. Now, the basis of this is that the support's goal is to make sure that they can keep the tanks up for as long as possible. Usually you have a Reinhardt or you have a Winston. Your main goal is to have your Reinhardt or your Winston push forward, take as much space as they can, and to keep that, keep them up. Diva is very important in the composition because with her defense matrix, she can stop a lot of projectiles from being able to stop this push, to be able to put a lot of damage on there. Brigitte, important because it's stun. And just the AoE, which is area of effect healing. So he's able to kill everybody just by doing damage. So
yep. So, but the cool thing is that Overwatch is a game that's constantly changing, right?
Yeah.
So
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah. So it's nice because sometimes things get a little stale, and it doesn't matter what the gameplay is. Like before this, it was dive, and dive is usually a little more exciting because it's people going and full-fledged going in, right? But even so, people said they got tired of dive and that they didn't like it, and it wasn't, it was a little too much. And now we're in this 3-3 meta, and people are like, oh my gosh, this can be a little bit boring as well too. But a patch just came in that changed the game up a little bit, and it'll be changing very soon. So that's something to look forward to that might maybe change the meta a little bit.
Yeah, we have a new hero, Baptista. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope so. But he's going to be coming out. He's a new support character who's almost like kind of a hybrid between support and DPS. But unlike Brigette, it actually takes skill to play.
I don't know if that was a jab at the developers or the people that are designing heroes, or what are we saying?
Well, you have to do more than left click to heal your team, and you have to choose between doing DPS and healing your team.
Ooh.
And plus, he has some really cool abilities like immortality. So they've gone from having a hero that can just keep their team up by hitting people to just a button that just makes sure your team literally cannot die by anything. I was just talking about how you can go onto Nepal, the map with the cars that instantly kill you.
Mm-hmm.
They won't do anything, even with that. So,
I'm curious to see if there's any cool strategies. Anytime a new hero comes out, there's always those interesting strategies that happen, and somebody's going to pull it out eventually. So it's always fun to see. And then making decisions, having to choose between supporting or damaging, or actually aiming is a pretty cool concept.
I just hope we don't look back and go, God, I miss goats.
Overwatch will be in a tough spot if that's the case, because I don't think anybody from Blizzard is thinking the same thing either. But maybe I don't know. So. I don't want to take the words out of their mouth.
We'll see. I think in a couple of weeks we'll see. But we're going to be going to Eichenwald. Wonderful map. It's a hybrid map for those of you who are new. It's a map where you not only have to capture a point at first, but you also have to take that point and push it from one side of the map to the other. So,
yeah, you got to push that payload.
Absolutely. So we're going to be going in. I'm going to wait to say anything about these team compositions because they can change. I don't think we're going to be seeing.
They like messing with us, So I think I tried to bring it up once last time, and then they baited me and swapped it out. So I got to try and do the same thing. So instead, we talk about the scenery of Eichenwald, just how beautiful it is, and the observer's job of just going under that bridge, just pure beauty.
Speaking of that bridge, that's where you're going to be seeing, a lot of these early fights is just being. Right there, kind of trying to hold them at the choke. I mean, looks like we are going to see a Torb on the side of defense here for Penn State. So very interesting from No Hear You. I'm not sure what that player's actual name is because I don't think I know what that name is on ladder, but
yeah, but it seems to be beta. Ooh, but Swish getting caught out early by Fantastic. That's what I like to see.
That was out there in Amish right there. That was like, whew.
That was right off the bat. And also, I think one of my favorite things for people that don't play Overwatch is they see Hammond for the first time, which is the hamster character with the ball, and they see him flying across the screen, and somebody's like, "Is that a hamster in a ball?" And you're like, "Yeah."
But we have Swishu here. He's on the flag. He's playing Tracer, so he's going to be looking to probably catch out some of the supports here. Probably Probably looking for some revenge on Fantastic here. And I think that's exactly what we're going to get. He's not able to one clip, but, gonna keep himself up right there. Missed the sleep, so, the Torbhammer, we missed it! No Hear You gets the Torbhammer onto Retina! Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, I wish we would have caught that. It's fine, though. That was,
the double Torbs.
This is some interesting team compositions we have here. Hobbs able to catch Kodama here, and I think they're going to be able to take this point, but but at what cost?
I am not quite sure. Yeah, and you never really know what's going on in a Torb 1v1, so we'll leave that alone.
They won the point, but man, the dignity of 1 HP there. But Joshua's going to be caught out by a barrage, but look, that's 2 picks on the side of Penn State there. They catch Retina. That's 3.
Ooh, and Ana just sniping heads. It's weird sometimes when you see Ana play, but when she's on point, it can be pretty cool.
Exactly. This is definitely a solid defense from Penn State. No Hear You on the play, but gets caught out. That was definitely a brave move right there. Very brave.
I think when people are playing Torb, they feel inspired to do things that they wouldn't normally do. You see a lot of that.
Oh yeah, like our friend Fran. But anyway, so. Sujo catching out Autumn Souls here. There's 2 ultimates on deck, 3 if you count the Transcendence is about to come up. So here comes the Minefield, going to lay out a little bit of space there. Kodama being caught out by Autumn Souls here, so they're going to be pushing forward slowly but surely. Payload's still contested right now. Transcendence going to be coming out from Autumn Souls to keep his team up right now. No Hear You catches Insomniac right in the dome. And this is still a very solid defense, but Hobbs is going to return the favor, catching No Hear You.
Yep, so you can see the progress at the top bar above as the HE Storm trying to push that red bar to the second little point that you see with the blue little check mark, tick mark there. And they're slowly pushing it up, but Penn State's mounting a pretty good defense here.
It's one of those things where I'm not sure exactly what they're going for on the defense, but it's kind of working.
But it's working, so we allow it, I guess.
It's not 3-3, so I'm not going to complain. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little more exciting, and they're trying some new stuff. So we're seeing some different picks come out here. We see 2 Ashes as well, which we haven't seen. So they're both trying to pick off each other a bit.
7th player on the field, Bob, comes in and is able to catch Retna. But I think that's going to be that for the defense right there. They'd be able to kind of maintain a hold for a couple seconds here. But you have Mercy and Zen hanging out up there. I don't know how Zen managed to get himself up there, but he's not up there anymore. As No Here You catches him right in the dome. Bob comes in. He's going to be chipping at Kodama. He's keeping his shield up just to try and keep himself from falling, but the hamster jumps on top of him, and you want to work those corners, work those LOSs, those lines of sights, and just slowly but surely push through. So for the defense, they are at an advantage because they do have the closer spawn. But No Here You catch a Swish U in that Widow Dwarf. It's going to be resurrected right here. And it's just pick after pick. There's no rhyme or reason to these fights right now. I feel like we've just had one continuous fight. There hasn't been anyone to really win a fight.
Yeah, actually, I agree with that. You can tell it's kind of scrappy. It looks like a little bit less. Usually, when you're fighting, you want to have a reason to, right? Like you want to be pushing all at the same time. This has just been one consecutive giant fight as they push the payload, and it's working for the HU Storm. But I don't think it's as convincing as it could be.
Yeah, I mean, you see Bob come out. He's going to zone out the team. They're not going to be able to take that front door right there. So Penn State, I think, there we go. We have our first one punch here. They're going to have to collect themselves and come back at it on the side of Harrisburg, the HU Storm. But yeah, this has just been really scrappy. This is like your schoolyard Overwatch. This is like pickup game right here.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you can tell that I'm not sure if they came out with a specific strategy or if they were just pushing it initially. But we see them, HU Storm, trying to push up halfway about to the next point. And we'll see what Penn State mounts defense-wise here.
All right, well, we have a switch onto Lucio, so they're going to be able to push forward very quickly right now. Let's see if they're just going to try and slam right into him. So they also have the McCree now, too, so... there's a lot of options that they can go at, with this team composition. I mean, I think it gets really hard when the other team is running a composition that doesn't really make an entire amount of sense. You kind of have to work on the fly, or you could just run 3-3 and stop them.
Or you could switch to goats if you're feeling so inclined to. But we see here No Here with a Widow pick onto Insomniac a little bit earlier, so that holds them off for a bit here as they're going to wait for him to return.
Yeah, I mean, they're just kind of like, they're peeking in a little bit. They're not committing to any fight right now, so I think they're gonna hold off for a couple more seconds, maybe wait for that grab to come up. Kodama's got that shatter ready. He's gonna be nattoed now. He's gonna be pushing forward, gonna slam. Doesn't catch anybody, but he gets a charge right onto Retina. They're gonna be cleaning up here, and I think that's gonna be it for that fight. That was very well played by Penn State.
That was a huge cleanup on Penn State's part. Now you can see them pushing out of the third point and trying to push HU Storm back into the spawn of which they came, so that way they can decline them for a little bit longer.
Yeah, we got about a minute left on the clock right now, so this is where Harrisburg really needs to just come in and commit to that fight. They have the Graviton, so they're ready for that. Switches onto Reaper too, so they're hoping to just chip away at the tank line.
And this would be a huge hold here too.
Yeah, so we have that defensive ult right there. They're gonna use it in anticipation of the Graviton, so they're not able to get a whole lot of value out of that. Harrisburg pushing forward very, very firmly right now. There's no picks yet, but they're gonna have No Hear You with the walls, but it's still a neck-and-neck fight here. They're just kind of like swinging out, trying to get those ultimates up. The grab comes in on the side of Penn State. Shatter comes in from Kodama, but it doesn't get any value. Oh, no, it does, because the Bionic Grenade is going to put them down for a little bit. Shatter comes in from Retina. Going to catch out 3.
Ooh, will this be enough? We're going to go into overtime here and see if HU Storm can stay on the point long enough just to push that payload a little bit further, but Penn State's keeping that good defense up. Suj is able to get a catch, and then Smooty follows right up with another one.
I don't know if you saw, but Bob just popped off right there. He got 4 kills. That was enough to stall it out. Penn State is going to be able to come back to the point, and they have the advantage right now, so they're going to be able to stop faster than Harrisburg. They're going to have right now come out on the Hammond to try and stall it out right now. You know, their only hope is to come back and, you know, stop it from being a stagger. But, you know, they're pushing forward. They're not on the point right now. Diva's going to be D-Max. There goes the Hammond, and I think they're going to stop them from getting third point.
And Penn State gets a major stop here. This is absolutely huge because they were struggling a little bit earlier, but this was an absolutely huge stop for them. And I want to see if they're going to be able to translate it.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of unconventional picks on both sides, so that was very, you know, you can't predict something like that. I mean, we had mutual Torbs. I didn't think they were going to stick to Torb, but they did, and then they had that 1v1. So
I told you it was a gentleman's agreement. They probably had a gentleman's hammer agreement that we didn't know about, and then once that was done, they're like, okay, now we can swap.
Maybe the confidence from winning that Torb 1v1 was the thing that got Penn State to be like, all right, we got this.
It was an inspiration. Like, you won the Torb 1. Everyone sees it. You know, it's dominance is asserted, and there you go. You get to stop the third point.
Yeah, I mean that is where the true men are made. In the Torb 1v1s.
Yeah, exactly. So here we're going to see, what I'm curious from is I want to see what Penn State decides to do on offense, because the HU Storm didn't settle for anything too much in particular, it seemed like. So I want to see what strategy they come out with if they're using the pharmacy while they're outside, and then what they decide to do on the third point as well if they make it that far.
So on the side of Harrisburg, it looks like we're running a, you know, very simple 2-2-2. You have the Tracer, you have the Fire, you have Fire Immersion. So, you know, this is very this is like season 7-esque, you know, before. This is your classic die. But on the side of Penn State, I mean, it's going to take a couple seconds before we find out what we actually have there. I mean, I see two supports. I think they were on 2-2-2 themselves, but they're going to go with a more consistent death ball. They're going to try and just, you know, push right through. No, he's going to lock the hog.
It's going to be interesting. And when you have something like Devo and Winston on one side, and then you have Tracer, which can follow up as well, you're going to see a lot of jumping into one area, depending on what's going on defense-wise. But Hobbs gets 2 big picks on Farah right at the very beginning.
Yeah, and then, wow, he's already
at 3.
50% to the 60% to the ultimate right there. Look at that. Justice reigns from above before the ultimate even gets popped out, and he's going to have to, you know, pull out there before. He was getting a little confident there. He's already
Huge pick by Widow. Fantastic, too, of all people. Just switches over, gets the pick, and then switches back over to Anna right after picking Farah. I love it.
But look at that alpha res right there. He goes right in front of their faces, gets Hobbs up there, and they're gonna now they're back to where they started. Here comes the barrage, gonna catch Joshua, isn't able to follow up with anything extra, but that's just enough. He's the only one actually getting picks. Like, he put the team on his back.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. And then obviously you have the Mercy helping him out, so you got to give credit for the Mercy flying around with them. You know, you got your pocket there. But Mercy bringing up Fantastic, ready to go. We're seeing Sujo trying to make some Farah plays of his own right now, taking it, pushing down rockets.
Yeah, I think they're going to be looking to get those ultimates up. I mean, you have Kodama with the Shatter, and, you know, on Harrisburg, you have almost a full house. You have very close to getting Barrage. They're about to get their Primal Rage as well. Here comes the Valkyrie out, keeps the team up, and possibly add a little bit extra to that damage. Penn State pushing through on the right side. They're going to be trying to look for that Shatter. Here comes the Nano, add onto the Reinhardt. No, this is a Nano onto the Tracer, I think. I couldn't quite see where that went out, but that's going to be a wipe right there. Penn State catching 2 ticks, but I don't think they're going to, not even 2 ticks. You know, I'm already looking ahead. They managed to get that second tick there, but they did get 1 tick out of that fight.
They did get 1 tick, and now they have a minute and a half to try and continue to push that. So they're going to be in a pretty tough position, and I think they need to make a coordinated push right now with having more ult economy, and hopefully that they know that too. And they have Zarya grab and Widow ult coming back when she gets revived after getting caught out by Redna.
Yeah, so I think Sujo's going to be trying to hopefully look for a cheeky barrage, but Hobbs is going to be taking over the skies here as he takes down Sujo as Farah. But no, he's going to get walls very soon, so they're going to be able to know where the enemy is, so there's going to be no surprises there. And Funtax is going to have that Nano. Is it going to go on a Reinhardt, or is it going to go on Sujo, who's about to drop a sick barrage, hopefully, for the sake of getting this first point here. But it's through his, oh no, here pops off, catches 2, catches 3. That's going to be huge here. Here's a couple Hobbs a grab. That's going to be Retina going down too. Barrage coming in, trying to clean it up, and Autumn Soul is going to fall too. And I think this could be it for this fight, unless Smoothie can pull off something as Baby Diva here, which
he's going to D-back, and he's going to die a terrible death, because we see Penn State capping the point here. They're getting that second tick, finishing out the third, and they're going to have that 1 point up on the board. If you're looking at the timer, you got 2 minutes and 40 seconds for them to continue to push, and we're going to see if they can tie it up on the second point.
Absolutely. I wonder if we're going to see any changes here. I don't think so. I mean, you know, we did see the change onto Winston from Konami, so maybe see Joshua switch on to Diva. I'm not 100% sure yet. Sujo is going to be switching on to Genji, so that's going to be very interesting too. You know, this is very quick play-esque.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'm thinking maybe they're going to go for a Nano Blade with maybe like a minute left or something like that. Otherwise, I'm not quite sure what the switch on the Genji is going to do, or if he's just feeling it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he just felt that Tesla cannon as he falls to Retina. Retina's going to be able to get Zarya as well, and Hobbs with the Widow pick onto No Hear You.
Yeah, so that's what HE Storm's going to be pushing him back here, getting 3 or 4 picks as you see them staying in spawn.
There's a switch onto Diva that we saw. So they're going to be running classic dive on their end there. So, you know, just like you said, we'll probably see some nanos onto Genji, hopefully to get, you know, a lot of value out of a blade. You know, there's a lot they can do. They can use the primal.
The next minute being able to be pushed up.
Yep. So it's very solid defense here. Penn State has about a minute to use a Nano, a Valkyrie, and a Primal Rage. So their goal right now is to get that Genji to farm up that blade to be able to at least get them to the bridge so that they can pop, you know, try and get another ultimate there. So, you know, it's looking grim. That's the best way I could put it. They need to just, you know, kind of get themselves together. No Hero's going to fall to Hobbs, but Sujo is going to catch Hobbs out with those shurikens, and with that, he's going to have his blade on deck. Nano already came out, though, so there's going to be no Nano blade. Bomb comes in, doesn't find anybody. Funhat's going to fall to Swish U, so I think we're going to see the blade come out in a last-ditch effort to try and finish off the team. There's the Nano onto the Winston. That's going to be enough to take out Sujo. So now this is about 10 seconds to get to that point and hopefully stall it out. But like I said, things are looking grim, and I think that just might be about it if he can stall it out just long enough here with Joshua. And then, I mean,
and then you could just tell that the ultimates weren't in coordination there, I think, at the very end. And I think it's because they were feeling the pressure of the timer running down.
Yeah, that was an interesting map, to say the least. I mean, we had in the very first push, we had Torb v Torb. Then we had the classic 2-2-2 across the board. You know, while Harrisburg did come out on top of that, I mean, they did get held. They weren't able to cap that third point. Penn State did hold them, so, you know, definitely coming back from their last performance. They're definitely, you know, they're holding the ground very firm.
Absolutely.
So,
I think that map was a lot closer, and I think that it shows that, you know, Penn State can compete, and that's what we like to see. So obviously, talking a little bit about actually the format is that we're doing an OWL format. So there are 5 stages, but it's a best of. So if you know, the 5th map is only if there's a needed tiebreaker. So we'll go from there, and then we'll actually have some for fun maps afterwards too. We'll be doing a little bit of capture the flag, which we'll explain in a bit, and then a little bit of the team deathmatch too.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see those game modes because you don't see them too often. And with that, you know, they can have a little bit more fun. They can relax. They don't have to keep up appearances. They can, everybody knows they're just doing it for the fun. You know, they kind of show off a little bit. And but I mean, it was a very solid match there. No Hear You popping off several times though. So are we?
Yeah, I think we're going to be taking a small break here. So we're going to have a 10-minute break, and we will be back in a little bit.
And we're back.
That was some beautiful inspirational music if I've ever heard any.
I'm ready. Like that has me just ready to see some awesome action.
I just can't resist now. I just feel so pumped up. I feel so good, and I know the players probably feel the same. So we're coming up on map 3 out of a not best of 5. We're going to play at least 4 maps no matter what, regardless of the score, but then a 5th if it's a tiebreaker at 2-2. So I want to see Penn State break out something crazy this map.
And I think they're known for crazy, so let's.
That's what I like to see.
I know the Penn State guys very well, and they know me very well, and they flame me constantly on Twitter and Discord. So
I think Overwatch is just generally they're constantly flaming each other all the time. It really enhances the experience.
Yeah, I love those guys. I love the Harrisburg guys too. As I'm getting to know them as I'm coming out here more and more. So a lot of fun personalities. So.
No, I do love both of these teams in the sense that they're actually they get along so well that they're willing to talk and hang out and make fun of each other and stuff like that. It's very increasingly obvious, and I like teams that can kind of take a joke and do that.
Yeah, I mean you have to have fun with it. I mean at the end of the day, yes, it's a competition, but it's a game. You're supposed to have fun.
Wait, games are meant to be played to have fun? Are you sure about that?
Most of them. I mean, there's other ones like League of Legends where it's just
all right. You're right, but everybody can agree. Hearthstone is just a nice, relaxing experience.
Absolutely, yeah. Any TCG is usually relaxing.
All right, so we got third map. Where are we playing at right now?
We are going to the moon. We're on Horizon Lunar Colony, home of Winston.
And back. All right, so we're up on our our moon space station, checking it out. Penn State versus HU Storm. Currently, HU Storm is up 2 maps to none as we get started and see what comps are going to be on Horizon Lunar Colony.
On the side of Penn State, their composition is out of this world as they go with the Sim Bastion strategy, along with the Orisa. In fact, I think they're only running 1 tank right now.
Out of this world puns? Really? Really? All right. I see where the name comes from. This is lowest forms of humor, my friend.
So they're going to be pushing forward. Like I said, they have the Sim Bastion strat. So you may see the Bastion teleport from side to side. One of those fun little tricks that you can do with him. But, HU Storm is pushing forward. They're not going very conventional either. They're running kind of a very, what would you call that? It's not goats. It's like oats. It's oats. It's Orisa goats. So they're pushing forward, but it's not even that. They're not 3-3. Sujo's going to fall down by Swish. It's like a 3-2-1 composition. They only have the Mercy to keep them up and keep them up. They are. Hobbs going in, getting those arrows one after another using the Storm Arrow, and it looks like Swish might be able to finish the job. Kodama Game falls down, taking an arrow right to the body, and that's going to be a very quick first point for Harrisburg University.
Ooh, absolutely. You just see the immediate 5-player kill streak, too. Just absolute massacre pushing them forward, getting that first point off. And you're seeing as A is going to be a 3-point capture, we're going to see that big point set up on the board. They're going to be going over to the B.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very late kill on the No Here You too, so they could easily snowball in, but they opt to just kind of wait, for the team to get back together to make, a solid push. I think through left side. No, they're going to go main. They're going to choose to go main. Versa Pool going in to try to get multiple, but they're right in the dome. But No Here You returns the favor, catches Swish U. Swish U's going to be back up. Fantastic falls to Psalms there. And, it's pick after pick for Penn State here. Cleaning up very easily. Look at that, No Here You's. He's on a tirade. That's 2 right there. Coalescent comes in, and that's going to finish the job. No Here You is just out here clicking heads.
Penn State just purposely, just picking out people beautifully. And you see No Here You just jump over and look at Swish and just pop him on that 1v1 Widow shot. And just, beautiful. I love to see it.
Yeah, he must have just signed up for Amazon Prime because he's just one-click shopping right now.
I don't even know what to say to that. I just almost want to ignore it and keep talking because I think that's what I'm going to do. So we have the HU Storm coming back, and they have 3 ultimates this time to Penn State's 0, so they might be able to. But No Here You picking off Hobbs.
Wow, this is really changing the the dynamic with that with that hit scan out there. You really can't peek him. Bomb comes out, doesn't find anybody. But look at that. It looks like HU Storm's just coming in as a solid powerhouse, taking over that point relatively quickly. So they had a little trouble in that initial push, but they came back with a plan.
And they're contesting it right now, but Penn State's not able to stop it. They had that one really good stop there in the middle, I think, on point B. Point A felt a little faster than what I thought. Also kind of weird to see the Symmetra Bastion at the beginning. I've seen that on the other side where they try and go for a fast port and see if they can do anything. But on defense, it's a little more confusing, I think, so I wasn't sure.
So typically with like the Sim Bastion strat, yes, it's kind of cheesy, but you normally you'll push forward. So as we go, we get closer to the actual that area. I'll show you what I mean, but you like to teleport back and forth to try and like mess with them a little bit. You just smash F and aim at the enemies and
just smash F, yes.
Yeah, because that's the button you use to teleport. If you hopefully have it bound, maybe he didn't realize that's what they were gonna do. He didn't have teleport bound.
Yeah, but press F to pay respects, and you don't have it bound, and then you realize it, and then it's too late.
Yeah, it's and maybe that's exactly what happened. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of ifs in Overwatch because there's a lot of action that goes on, and there's only so much that you can see. That's why I got to give a shout out to Danny, our observer, doing an excellent job just capturing all the action.
Especially that tire swing too. Just again with the environment, just a beautiful job done by Danny. So we support him here with his beautiful observing.
So yeah, we're gonna have Harrisburg coming in with the defense. They're gonna be running very similar to what they used to push the. I wouldn't call it Oats. Like I said, they got 2 DPS. They're 3-2-1. They're rocking the 3-2-1. It's like a hybrid bunker, I guess, with the D.Va instead of a.
So when you're saying 3-2-1, what's the 3, what's the 2, what's the 1?
3 tanks, 2 DPS, 1 support.
All right, there you go. Because some people are going to say, okay, that sounds like a couple of different things, but is it 3 DPS? Like I don't know what the difference is. So.
But Penn State going to be pushing through with your very not so classic Goats. They're going to be running also in 3-2-1, but in a different respect. They're running two supports instead of 2 DPS. And one of those supports is going to fall down almost immediately. Meatball's almost going about to fall himself. But they're also running the Hammond, so I think they're looking to kind of disrupt a little bit as the the Hammond goes out into space right now, looking to go onto the flank. And I don't know exactly what he's doing right now. Oh, there it is. Hi, chat. Welcome to Overwatch.
Yeah, so we got a couple of picks here. So Switch is able to get a couple picks off of Widowmaker, and then you see the tanks picking up the remnants of that, pushing them off. So Penn State's coming back here with 2 deaths from Funtastic, and Kodama coming back on the Hammond.
Yeah, so they're going to have walls on the side of Hewstorm. They're going to be able to see what's going on. They also have Valkyrie ready, so that's their only support ultimate. Valkyrie's good, but the thing about Valkyrie, as far as support ultimates go, it's not a defensive ultimate, which means you can't really stop a lot of action coming in. We're going to see Joshua fall. We're going to see Meanballs fall. So they don't really need the defensive ultimate if they're, what's the best? What is it? That saying? It's the best offense is a good defense,
or the best defense is a good offense. So, who knows which one it is? We just pick whichever one's relevant at the time and then spin it to our narrative.
Exactly, and this is a very good defense as of just holding up. They've been holding this corner for pretty much 2 minutes now. So we're going to be, hopefully seeing Penn State utilize some of those ultimates that they're slowly building up. They're going to have coalescence very soon. Kodama working up to having that minefield. So, and they have Shattered.
And they do. And I'm just looking for Switch to pop somebody right here. You can just feel it. He's peeking that corner, but Hobbs with a big 2-man tire, and then Switch picking off Sujo.
Yeah. So Switch is.
I told you. I told you it was coming.
That just can't peek out. You just can't peek out right now. Like both these widows are just so good at catching people off guard like that. And you have Vinpin, using those different obstacles to kind of keep himself, aloof, as I would say. But
and then you have Retina just hanging out in the same spot on Orisa, just doing his thing. Doing the same thing he's been doing the entire map, and it just seems to be working. So Swish turns on the wall hacks. Soames and Hobbs are able to pick up 2. We see a 1v1 Widow duel. Nobody's hitting each other, but then Soames follows up with 2 more as Hobbs is able to pick them off.
Yep, that was just a clean sweep right there. There is No Hear You being staggered out in space. This is rough right now. This is almost, she technically, oh, look at that, that's so, they committed to self-destruct. They didn't need to do that.
No, that was over the top. She was out in space. She wasn't able to breathe, But the reason that they were doing that was there is a strategic reason to stagger it, what we call when there's one person left alive. Because when you kill that last person, their respawn timer is longer than what the rest of their team is, and then it's harder for them to commit all at the same time. But what we saw, there was a little bit extra there that wasn't necessary for sure.
Sujo played himself there, caught himself out with one of his own right clicks. And, right now it's still a solid defense coming in. Sam's catching 2. There goes the res on the Smoothie, so the defense is still going to hold. They still have, their Orisa ultimate, so they're going to be able to have that damage boost. And another tire, and this tire could be the thing that stops them from winning this one. All they have to do is catch 2. Even if they just catch 1, they'll stop this push because, they already know where they're coming from. They have the walls, and there's no ultimates with the exception of Sound Barrier on the side of on the side of Penn State, but he gets caught out right before he can even drop it, so not even able to use the sound barrier. And I think that's going to be it for this point. I think they're going to just, cap it right here.
Oh, and it just tops it off with another shot. And they're just able to keep Penn State pushed back here, winning Horizon Lunar Colony 2-0.
Yeah, that was a very quick first point, and then, that was a little bit of fun. I still, I don't understand why they committed
the Diva Bomb.
That was very not nice.
Oh, no. In that case, you can stagger them safely, I think, without the Diva Bomb. We don't have to be experts to realize that one.
To be fair, Know Who You was popping off, so I can, maybe
we're just going to play it safe. We're just going to make extra sure and, make sure that there's no comebacks from that.
Absolutely. So we're going to be back in about 3 minutes, but before we go, we're going to, what's the last map that we're going to? It's an escort map, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure where we're going to be escorting to, so we're going to have to check out.
We'll keep it a surprise as we, get ready to go to this next break. So giving the team ready for, give them a little time to breathe.
Or, we might see Watchpoint Gibraltar. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Psychic.
What? I mean, it was a feeling that I had coming from somewhere. So we'll see.
Yep.
But we will see you guys in a couple of minutes. So let's talk a little bit about the program, actually. So one of the things that we were mentioning was, all the students at Harrisburg University, and we've mentioned this before in a previous show match, but all of them are full ride scholarship students. And Penn State's playing as a club, so they're not a varsity school, and they're playing. Currently, they're playing out of Penn State right now. But playing in a club is a lot different than playing as varsity, and there are just mountains and mountains of differences with the amount of support that you can get from your school.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the different programs that you have here at Harrisburg. So you have 3 different teams, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep, so actually, obviously, we have Overwatch, which is currently playing right now, but we also have students that are in League of Legends and Hearthstone as well, and they are all competing in leagues. So right now, the Overwatch team is competing in TESPA League, which is a league that it works under the game creator of Overwatch, which is Blizzard, obviously. So we're competing in all 3 of those leagues, and the teams are doing really well right now. So it's kind of cool to see them invest so much time into it and have that time, return well as as wins in competitions, but then also just having them do well in classes and things like that too. So it's a tough balance. I was never a full ride, or I was never a student that had to commit to a sport at the same time as school, and it's not easy. Like spending time doing both of those things is actually really, really hard.
Yeah, I mean, and your Overwatch team just had a big addition in the last year from the Philadelphia Fusion himself.
Yeah, so it's awesome having a partnership with the Philadelphia Fusion, and for example, being able to do cool things like we're doing right now, to be able to have this Fusion watch party and have a pre-event, and then be able to say, hey, we're partnered with the Philly Fusion, come check this out, come support them, come support us, and just be able to represent Pennsylvania, Southeast Pennsylvania, Central Pennsylvania as a whole together, and it's a really cool partnership to have. So shout out to the Philly Fusion, and hopefully they're going to show us what it's all about against the Washington Justice too.
Absolutely, and even one of their ex-players is part of the program.
The legendary Joe Meister, yes, he came from the Philly Fusion and is now the coach of the Harrisburg University Overwatch team. So he's coaching them during this show match, and then he'll actually be a part of the Fusion watch party later tonight too as well. So you'll get to see him, and you get to ask him questions too. So if you want to bother him with questions or trivia and things like that, we'll be doing that as well.
I bet he loves to hear that.
Oh, he loves to hear every part of it. It's just the absolute favorite thing to do, and we all like to joke about it. But it's great to interact with the community and do fun stuff like that.
Absolutely. I had a chance to talk to him today about his transition as a player to a coach, and he loves his role now. It's working with the players. It's definitely a different beast from being in the Overwatch League and even with the contenders. So he really likes it, and that's what he told me. But even the players themselves, they love the program here, and just being able to have this opportunity to learn and play together as a unit. Yep,
absolutely. And being able to do that in a varsity program where the university supports it all and really puts a lot of time, effort, money, and all those things into it is really great. And it allows the team to kind of grow and see where they can go with that. So I'm excited to see how that happens.
All right, we're going to be going in as the defense starts to bring themselves together here. CJ hasn't made his pick yet, but they're running. All right, so they're running Winston, Hammond, and
double snipes.
Yeah, double sniper with a little hamster in the mix. So
with the flying Joshua coming across.
Definitely interesting composition, but on the side of Houston, they're running. It looks like they're running quad tank. Is that? That's not quad tank. That's
5 tanks.
Quadruple tank.
We're running 4 tanks and an additional shield on top of that. So yeah, it's close to pretty much almost being 4 to 5 tanks here.
Oh my goodness, and they have the Lucio too, so they're able to move fast. And look at that. That's already going to be 2 picks on the side of Hugh Storm. I mean, they're going to have to really chip away at this. Just not only just these shields, but this pure HP. Like
you just got 5 beefy characters coming at you real fast with Lucio, and that's about it. So.
Yeah, wow, that is quite the composition there. But it works as they're going to be able to take this first point relatively with ease, and he just hooks Sujo, stops him from getting away, and
So we see them capping the first point, and while they're doing so, I'll ask you a question. So let's say if Penn State knew that they were going 4 to 5 tanks and they have beefy characters, what shreds tanks? What does well against tanks?
I mean, you want to match them at least with a couple of tanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. Just 5 tanks as well, yes?
Yeah, or, I mean, you can run Reaper, too, because, like, with the new Reaper buffs, he's able to heal himself pretty much. For every damage he does, like, if he does 100 damage, he's getting 50 health back. So he can just chip away at these tanks, and you can try and, do something to him, but he's just going to eat away with his shotgun. So that is an answer, too. We'll see if they make that change. I mean, they have to make some sort of change, because this is just, it's just a wall moving forward. It's a very slow and not even that slow of a wall moving forward. Smoothie is just, they're picking, I mean, their target focus is really one of the reasons why they're winning these fights too. When you see it, they're making those choices very selectively. The minefield comes in from Joshua. He knocks Vinpin in, so there's the support. Maybe they're going to be able to take him out now, but Joshua's going to be able to fall now. So, I don't know. It was hopeful, but this wall is just, it's moving forward slow and slower.
The wall just continually increases slow by slow point. But I mean, getting a pick on Lucio on that one support is actually pretty big for something like that. But it just seemed like it was a little too late as HU Storm pushing on point B. We can see multiple shields coming up, a Diva Bomb coming in and getting a catch onto Sujo, as well as Roadhog picking up some kills. So we're going to see a capture on point B here for a 2-0 score as we're edging on to point 3.
Yeah, they have about 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, so if they're able to cap this with 5 minutes on the clock, that's going to be a rough barrier to pass by. That's pretty much just 3 pushes.
And you just have so many shields and just so many tanky things happening on HU Storm Court. Those big red bubbles and walls that you can see are there. So it's just so rough to get through.
Well, Brenda's able to fall, so they got two of those tanks and the support line down. So I think they're able to, they got the grounding. They're going to be able to push forward and kind of clean up here.
This is exactly what I want to see, too. I want to see Penn State pushing them back, and now we're seeing the swaps from the Storm, too, as well, adjusting to it. Because it worked for 2, and now you have some spawn camping going on. They're just swapping the door right now, waiting for somebody to come out. Someone gets a quick pickup on No Hear You.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how effective that's going to be, but they did put the nano out onto Hammond. So Joshua's going to be going around, hopefully looking for a couple pigs. Meanwhile, catching Hobbs with that flail. Sam's looking for a pig right now, probably looking to catch one of those supports out high and dry. Getting sprinkling a little bit of damage in there, not really committing anything too much. Swish U catches that hamster right in the dome. But No Hiru's going to return a favor, catching Swish U out. And the fight's kind of neck and neck here. I don't think, we don't see quad tank anymore. But look at that pulse bomb, it's huge!
Pulse bomb. Oh, absolutely disgusting. 3-man pulse bomb just cleaning up.
Oh man, dude, I'm still feeling that one. That was just no grab either. That was just pure placement right there.
Just beautiful placement. To catch one is great, but just seeing a 3-man pickup is just so rough. And you can see Penn State having a hard time as HU Storm is pushing up, edging towards the finishing of point 3. And Penn State's going to have to get a good pick here.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see that they went from quad tank to just 1 tank. That is a completely 180 turn now. But I mean, like I said, the change worked, and they're just kind of cleaning up the Hammond mines, keeping them from going through that one door. They're going to be putting out the sound barrier there, but the sound barrier gets hacked away. EMP comes out. Isn't able to get very much use of that, and that's going to be it for that point. I think I saw about 3 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, it's almost about 4 minutes. So I was going to say, all things considered, that's a pretty fast push. So we're going to see Penn State here with a little bit less time.
Yeah, so I'm just excited to see what happens next.
Ooh, you never know what you're going to get, actually. Sometimes it's like, am I going to get another Torb 1v1, or are we going to get I don't know, another Symmetra thing? I bet you Penn State comes out with something fancy. They're going to come in hot. I can feel it.
Look, all I have to say is if they just go all support, they can't die.
It's just
keep them up.
It's just facts. It's just undeniable facts. It's kind of like how we know when Deathmatch comes out later in the series that so there's going to be like 7 Brigittes or there's going to be something like it always happens, or Torps. I don't know. It's something's going to happen, and we just love as casters to see that and try and call it ahead of time so we can feel good about ourselves.
Yeah, I'm not even going to make any predictions at this point. Like it's a futile effort to predict what these teams are going to do. I mean, last time it was, they stuck to the 3-3 pretty much the whole way through. Now they're just like, you know what, we're gonna mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna press the shuffle button.
Yeah, and we're gonna see what we land on. So we're gonna see. So Hobbs is on Genji, so that's already something a little bit different. And then you have the Bastion probably coming out for Suture here. They have a couple more seconds to change what they want to do, so we shall see on the side of Penn State. But on HU Storm, it seems like the Genji is going to be locked in. So I'm looking to see if any cool Nano Blade plays happen.
Yeah, I mean, games like this are really fun for the DPSs because they finally get to put away the Brigade and play actual DPS heroes. So I think, this is a ball for all parties involved right now. Speaking of ball, I don't think we see any Hammond right now, so they're going to be pushing forward without having that fun little hamster knocking people around. Dive coming in from the side of Harrisburg, and very classic dive at that. So they've left the meme compositions, at home, and I wonder if that would have been what stops the Bastion from killing this way.
I was gonna say, as you say that, the meme Bastion kills is able to pick off Widowmaker, and no, here he's able to pick off Vinpin on the Mercy. So this makes it a very strong first push for Penn State, as HU Storm is off to the side. We're not quite sure if they're even going to push off onto A and make it a stop, or if it's just going to be a fast cap.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they were going to stall it right there, but unfortunately weren't fast enough. So they're going to get that first point pretty much for free. But I think we're going to see some changes on the side of Harrisburg, too. Now they know that they're running Bastion and double shield. So, you have to really eat through those shields in order to get to the Bastion. Or you can just run a Sombra, build up that EMP, and then just wipe them out.
And just say, no, thank you. I'm just going to EMP that, and thanks for coming. But right now we see Swish shooting off arrows into the distance, trying to get some picks, seeing if anything can happen there as he has the Mercy buffing up his damage to do a little bit more. And he's probably going to sit here and fire off the Dragon at some point when they come through the choke.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, here comes the Blade in from Hobbs, catches one, and then Retina's going to be in there, catches Kodama. I mean, here's the thing. They have the Dragon now, so if they're going to run the Bastion, he's going to have to get off point as fast as possible because they can just keep dragging on to that point and pushing him off. So I think Penn State's they gotta get off that Bastion. I mean, after the ult, of course. I mean, I think we might see the nano tank configuration coming out, which if they play their cards right, might win them this second point.
I want to see a nano Valkyrie instead. Well, we got the tank coming out from Bastion. We have a nano coming out as well. We're seeing the tank configuration shooting off some bombs, trying to get some catches. He's managed to catch Swish on Hanzo, shoots out the tank a little bit more, but is not able to get another one as Diva D-Mex.
Just enough to get them a little bit of a push here, but Bastion set up, gets caught out by Swish. So Penn State pushing through relatively roughly. It's not a clean win, but it's a win, the fight win there at the very least.
But you know what I love seeing? I love seeing Mercy melee a Genji. Boy, is that satisfying.
Yeah, just keep saying I need healing. Go ahead.
But we see the Mercy get a cool catch on the Genji, which is something you see too often. As long as Genji coming in hot, also picking up 2 as well. HU Storm is able to push them off as Penn State is right there on that second point, and they have about 3.5 minutes to get to that point. So as long as they're able just to push it another notch, they should have it. So let's see if they're able to do that or if they're going to get stuffed for the next 3 minutes straight.
Yeah, I mean, that Nano Blade was very clean. That was able to just kind of wipe the team right there. So they're staying on the Bastion, which I personally don't think is the play right now. But, let's see if they can make it work. Here comes the Shatter. Catches air. Isn't able to catch anything. The Dragons come out, and it's going to cut off that wall there, so they're not able to really get out of there with their lives. And Swish coming in with the 3 kills. And Penn State's going to have to collect themselves and make another decision. So definitely, yep, you see him switch on to Genji. He's going to be playing Genji now. But it's been, I mean, they have 3 minutes. Thankfully, they captured that point very quickly the first time. So, they have a chance to build up that ultimate, but they wasted so much time and, chance to get their ultimates up. And Harrisburg's at an advantage right now because they still have those ultimates. They're going to be able to cycle through it, a lot faster than Penn State's going to be able to.
Yeah, just completely brutal because Switch picked up 6 of the last 7 kills with Hanzo, and they didn't really have to use much to get that. So we're going to see the HE Storm probably use some all coordination here as they pick up Penn State and push them back into spawn.
Yeah, I think we might see a cheeky Diva Bomb here. We'll see. We'll see. There's been cheeky plays all, especially from Harrisburg with those bombs. So we'll see exactly what their decision here is. They don't have the Zarya to combo it out with, but there's options is the best way to put it. They still have dragons. I feel like Swish has been using his dragons on cooldown. He still has it up. Hobbs has his blade up again, and they have the nano now. Sujo's gonna be slept, and I think he's able to. No, he's not able to get out with his life. He gets meleeed by Rhett, and the blade comes out, and he gets grabbed onto the wall. Isn't able to get any value out of it. He gets charged too, and he gets caught out by Josh. Josh with that awesome pin. Shatter comes out, able to catch Smoothie, but no! The res comes out right in his face. He could have turned around. He could have stopped it, but he's going to fall now. Hobbs is back up, but he doesn't have that blade because he got caught in the grab. But, man, what a play.
And now you just see as the blue bar at the top of the screen has been pushed back because nobody's been on the payload pushing it. So as this entire fight's been happening, they've gone from almost capturing the point to it almost going 50% of the way back. So pretty brutal for Penn State, and hopefully they're able to get some sort of push going here in the next minute.
Oh no, they're just. You don't see staggering a Reinhardt too often. That's. They know they have him. That's the worst part. Let's see if they're going to be able to finish him off. They're just dancing around.
But instead, they pick off the Lucio because, it looks like a joke, and a little bit of it is, but they just can keep him there for a little bit as they're trying to push him off. And now we see the payload being pushed forward a little bit on Penn State's part. But you just have Reinhardt there at 50% health, and he's going to die to this Diva Bomb, and it's just going to be tragic. Oh, but he shields it right away. He says, no, thank you. I refuse to die, as he gets pushed off right now on the payload, and Lucio comes flying in anyways.
I don't even know what's going on right now anymore. This is just... They're having fun at the very least. I mean, Josh just stayed on point for
You may not know it, but this is what peak performance looks like, Pubs.
I guess maybe he was just so alpha of a tank that they were just like, we can't finish him.
He's just too tanky, There's just something about it that he can't do. So we have Hobbs bringing out the blade, slapping Joshua around, slapping up Fantastic, picking up some more kills as we have overtime, trying to push everybody off the payload so we can end this map at 3-1 for the Harrisburg Storm, cleaning up as their 4th map in a 4-0.
Man, he just stood there. He just, he just took control. And he didn't even need the dash, really. He just waited for them to come as he slashed back and forth.
I just like the Reinhardt just chilling there, just chilling there.
Here comes the triple. This is the triple pulse bomb.
Triple pulse bomb. We're gonna let you guys see this one. He comes flying in, zaps right out, just bloop, drops it down, sprinkles a pulse bomb, a little bit of garnish.
Caught it right onto the Lucio as he goes back. I mean, that's really what you want to do.
As he's like flying around, just skating out, and you're just like, nah, this is for you. Here you go. Enjoy. Have a good time.
Man, if we had the editing power, I'd love to, that classic meme, I bet you wonder how I got here with the Lucio jumping right back into the team.
It like pauses, it's like gray screens, it's like you may be wondering how I got here, and then the pulse bomb blows up and it just gets all 3, and you're just like, well, that's tragic.
We have the mods, we'll do it later.
That sounds like a lot of effort. That sounds like something that, let's be honest, that Danny would have to do because we just don't have the technology here, and Danny does. So.
But yeah, it's a 4-0 on the side of Harrisburg University. But the action doesn't stop here. We're going to be going into some fun maps after this.
Yeah, even better. So we're gonna be having Capture the Flag come up. So Capture the Flag is a 3v3 game mode. So half of the team for Penn State versus half of the team for HU Storm. We, the casters, have no idea which 3 it's going to be. They're going to be setting it up. So we're going to have that followed by a team deathmatch game, and then followed by the other 3 players playing the remaining 3 players of Penn State in a second Capture the Flag game. So it should be fun.
Yep, and after that, we're going to have the Fusion watch party, watching the Fusion take on Washington Justice, a new team, an expansion team to the Overwatch League. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a, we have our whole day planned out here at Harrisburg University.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait to cheer for the Fusion as well. So we're going to be in the crowd, hanging out, answering some trivia questions, watching the Fusion hopefully dominate the Washington Justice. But it's kind of cool because, Philly and Washington obviously pretty close in terms of geography-wise. It's kind of cool. I want to see if there's anything like rivalry-wise that'll happen over time, especially when the teams move out to their respective cities. I think it'll be really cool to see that. But from here, we're going to see them compete and see how they do.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome, too, that the Fusion is doing something like this, like working with Harrisburg with a watch party, because Harrisburg's a little bit away from Philadelphia, but we know that there's a lot of Fusion fans out here, especially with their partnership with Harrisburg University. So,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so cool, honestly. So, going to work every day and walking around the college and seeing students in, Harrisburg Storm gear, but then also seeing students in Philadelphia Fusion gear. And anytime the Philadelphia Fusion does something in Philly with like a watch party or an event, or they bring the team out or do something like that, the people from this area, they love going to it. They love being a part of it. They'll love going out to Philly and checking it out. So it's nice for the Fusion to be able to do something here as well and kind of reciprocate and be able to say, hey, there's multiple areas that love the Fusion, so let's do something together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Fusion, they do a lot to cater to their fans and cater to their partners too. So props to them. If you don't know, my name is Puns and Buns, by the way, and I'm here with Chad.
It's me.
Yeah, and we're just so excited to be here for it looks like a 6v6 capture the flag. So we're going to be just going in with the whole team.
So we're going to break out the full game mode capture the flag. All right, I like that. So at first we thought we wanted to see if they wanted to compete 3v3, but since we have the technology to do the full 6v6, we're going to do that. So explain to me a little bit about what capture the flag is if you are unfamiliar with this game mode.
All right, well, capture flag is the same as you made it play when you were a kid. There's a flag on each side, and your goal is to take your opponent's flag and bring it all the way back to your base. You cannot get a capture point unless your flag is at your base. So if someone takes your flag, you got to hunt them down, put it back, which all you have to do is stand there, and then yeah, simple as that. They did do some changes, though. It used to be that you could do whatever you want to bring that flag back, which would be, you could Lucio wall ride. You could use your Valkyrie to kind of get back. But unfortunately, you can't use any mobility abilities now. So it's very interesting. So you now have to kind of escort the flag back to your own base. So there's a lot of different ways that you can play this. But
so how does the scoring work? What are we playing to, or is it the most amount of points in a certain amount of time, or how does that work?
You have to get 3 points.
All right, cool. So we're looking for 3 flag caps on either the Storm or Penn State side. What team comps do you even go and capture the flag? Is it any different than a normal game mode? Like, what are you looking to do?
So there's the initial fights that you see right here. Like they meet up in the middle. They're kind of like trying to take a little bit of space. But at the end of the day, you need to have somebody who can bring that flag back and bring it back fast. So we saw the flag did drop off from Storm, but it did get picked up, I believe. No, it's still hanging out. No, it looks like... Yeah, no, they were able to return the flag, and now it looks like they have Penn State's flag, and they're going to be trying to take that back. They have it on Reinhardt, so they're going to use Lucio to kind of escort him back. They're going to push him back as fast as they can, and they're almost there to their own point. They don't really have anything to catch up and stop them, so all they can do now is hope to go after their flag. Bomb comes out, it's going to be heading to the point. Doesn't find anybody. Swish finds no hear you, though.
But Soames with a big score coming back, too, so they're going to escort him all the way back, and we're going to see Mai being possibly picked off here, but they're trying to push it. Just Brigitte, you got to love it.
Yeah, like I said, with the fact that your abilities of movement are restricted when you have the flag, it definitely changes up the game. So, I don't really know what the meta is for capture the flag. I bet there was one because they did make this a competitive mode a couple seasons ago. So
are you telling me the meta is not to play Doomfist, Torbjorn, and Mai? Because I think that's team performance. And that's what I like to see in these game modes, because the teams are like, you know what? Let's try and have some fun. Let's see what we can pull out. And I'm really looking Torbjorn to just bring out some molten core action, because that's just what I love in life.
Yeah, I guess the meta is just to have fun. The meta was friendship all along.
How could we, the casters, not see such an obvious thing?
But I think, all right, so Harrisburg's flag is taken. They're going to try and speed boost them out there. And look at that, Dama's freezing them as they come in, so he's just going to be cleaving them. That's actually pretty smart, but oh no, they dropped it. That's what happens when you, so look, I believe the Torb had the flag, and because he used Molten Core, that's a movement ability, so they're like, nope, no, that's a foul, and he has to put the flag down.
Hey, put that flag back. As we see the grab Man, actually, just seeing my walls in this game mode just seems so frustrating. You're trying to run with the flag, and you just get walled off, and then you're just like, okay, I gotta go a different direction now. And then you get grabbed backwards, you still can't move, and you're just like, okay, I can't do this again. So,
it's kind of like a big game of cat and mouse right now. So, oh no, Lucio gets. Oh man, he's able to get out with his life. I thought
he's skating away. He's running back, and we see if he makes it halfway. We see somebody. Oh, but he dies. Not quite sure what happened there, but he seems to be picked off, and the flag is dropped. Somebody else is coming to cap it, but they run it back. It's good. They're in the center court right now. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on with them on there.
Here's the problem. He can't use his dash, and just as you saw, he used his dash. They dropped the flag, but Zarya is there to kind of pick up the flag and bring it back. She doesn't have any abilities that would stop her from dropping the flag. So that's good at the very least. They're going to be able to capture it here. So that's going to be 2-0, and if they get another flag, they're going to win this game and capture the flag.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird because when you're so used to playing normal maps in Overwatch, your movement abilities are such a key thing for you to use, and you're constantly using them, that when you're playing capture the flag, ooh, can we see a big meteor strike coming down? But no pick us off for Sujo on the Dome Fist art, but he's able to punch away Soames, and they keep following up, and now, ooh, we have 2 Doom Fists coming out, and we're going to have another meteor strike from Vinpin, who's able to pick up 2 off the side. He flies across the well, punches Maya out of the air, comes up with a big ult, and see if he can get anything. No.
Yeah, right now they're just kind of like cleaning up. Now I think they're able to get the flag now, if I'm not mistaken. They have enough space to do it. The Torp turret, kind of like forcing people off right now, but I mean, right now Penn State just needs to get on the board. They don't have any flags of their own.
But he's molten coring the flag because he's like, I'm just going to throw out that lava, and they don't seem to care as they pick up the flag and start gingerly running away, but they drop the flag, and the enemy team is picking up again. So
this has to be really frustrating because as what?
And the flag is stuck in the corner. He's holding it there. And that's what we like to see, the flag hiding in a corner, just pretending I'm not here, I swear, until we see Roadhog hook him off and say, no, stop that.
I mean, it's got to be frustrating because these players are so used to using their abilities to move around, and they're not used to playing captain flag, so you're going to see them drop it quite a bit like you just saw. I mean, you can't double jump, you can't dash, you can't speed boost, you can't do anything that any, player above 400 or 4200 is going to want to do.
Yeah, so it's a little weird when you have somebody like Tracer who's literally all movement, right? So it's like, he's probably not picking up the flag. He's just going to try go to picks here and see what happens. So they have a chance. 3 big pickups on the part of Penn State's part, but they need to get to the other side of the map and actually pick up that flag and, go ahead and run it to the other side. But it seems like they're just pretty intent on defending the flag right now. And there doesn't seem to be too much fighting happening around the middle of the well, which is usually what you see in this map. But right now it feels like they're just defending the flag and seeing if they can't push off the HU Storm from getting in.
It's very similar to, this is like a reverse control situation, whereas, with control, you have to win the point and then you have to defend it, whereas now you have to play both roles here. You have to play offensively and defensively at the same time, so.
Without movement.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why this isn't actually a competitive game mode, but, I could, I think it's fun. I think, I'd love to see more done with it. I mean, it comes from me. I'm a big TF2 fan from back in the day. I mean, this is something that, I used to love playing.
And we see Swish running around as we hear Meteor Strike come out. And Swish able to be on Tracer, runs the flag over, and caps it 3-0 for the first capture the flag win. So next we're going to be going on to another game mode, fun game mode, so Team Deathmatch. And I believe, depending on the rules that we set, that they can be as many of one hero type as they want. So what you're going to see is, you're probably going to see a lot of one character as usually that ends up happening.
Yeah, no limits is always fun, especially when the players don't know that there's no limits. So unfortunately, they can actually hear us in the stadium. So if they didn't know,
well, they know. I mean, they have headsets on. They should know better because if they can hear what the announcers are saying, then that's a problem. Maybe we'll have to disqualify.
But we'll hopefully, no limits is always a blast. So maybe we'll see a lot of Torb action. Hopefully, no Brigittes. if it were up to me, I would disable Briggy, but
if that might just possibly happen while the game is being set up right now, that would just be a true unfortunate situation. So whether or not that happens, we'll find out. But team deathmatch is a super fun game mode, and it's a little hard to follow at first because you're not quite sure what's going on a lot of time. You see a lot of people flying at each other and things like that. But depending on what they're playing, I think last time we had a lot of Brigittes. We had like multiple divas. The Korean Air Force came in and we saw multiple divas. So this time guessing is almost a moot point. You never know what these guys are going to do.
I mean, I think they're trying to figure out just as much as we are. I mean, like I said, they don't play these games religiously. If you look at like the All-Star game from the Overwatch League, it was the same story. You have all these pro players who don't play these fun, silly games trying to figure out what's the meta. Especially Mystery Heroes was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's like a box of chocolates. You just never know how many Brigittes you're gonna get.
Oh, look, this is the same box of chocolates as ever. Oh, 12 Brigittes. Fantastic. I got the same chocolate forever. This was not the variety pack that I thought I got, apparently. So we're going to be moving on to that very shortly. But I think they have fun with it, and they change off. They're making fun of each other and stuff like that. And last time we played Team Deathmatch, actually, it was super close. Like, this is usually like a game mode where it's just for fun and whatever ends up happening. But last time it was like, we were playing to 100, I think, and they were messing around for like the first 3 quarters of the game. But then it got really close, and then all of a sudden everybody started trying really hard. So you could see people just swapping off. They're like, no, we want to win as a joke. And then because there's like bragging rights and then making fun of each other. So then all of a sudden they're like, all right, let's actually coordinate.
I mean, I still remember that tire from Kodama that leveled the playing field. I remember it was 91-91. It was this close. But Harrisburg still came out on top, but not by the skin of their teeth. The closest game I think we saw all that night.
Yeah, actually, it was super hyped up. And for a fun game mode, you don't always expect that. Like, you just know that they're just trying to do whatever and just try out new things, or to style on each other is usually pretty fun. Or even to style on your own teammates and be like, no, I'm going to do this better than you can. So I think it's a pretty funny game mode, at least. Yeah,
I can hear the sounds of the game starting up, so I'm very excited to be seeing what happens when we go in. Another fun game that we played the last time was Free For All. That was an interesting. I remember I wanted to penalize Hobbs and Psalms for teaming up as Roadhog. They were going around as a unit. It's Free For All. These two teamed up. Like, I'm going to call them out. Clip that.
Yeah, none of that. That.
And they did win. They did win. That's what frustrated me. But we got ourselves a classic. Nice and classic Free For All. There
yes. 6 Toblerones. The Toblerone chocolate coming out right here.
The Dufresne special.
See, Penn State truly representing what it's all about to do Team Deathmatch, and that is to set 6 Torbjorn turrets out and then to absolutely get wiped as fast as possible.
I just want to see them all get molten core.
Oh, absolutely. If they are coordinating 6 molten cores together, then are you even playing Torbjorn? Like, are you even... I mentioned it before, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Wow.
Just look at all these turrets. So if you're unfamiliar with Torbjorn because you never see him because, he's not exactly the most used hero, you got all these turrets sitting out shooting out, but it doesn't seem like they're doing too much because at this point they're pretty staggered, and now you see a score of 13-5 coming up already on the part of HU Storm.
See, they're determined though, and I know they want that molten core. Like, they're all gonna hold it. I know they're all gonna hold it. This is gonna be great.
We know we have a double pulse bomb, and on HU Storm's part we see the huge plays, but hopefully no molten cores yet. And as we see on HU Storm's part, they say 4 Torbjorns is what I'm going to do. 4 of 5 Torbjorns. And can we get the 6 Hobbs? Can we see it? And Hobbs says no.
Not a team player.
He says, you know what? 11 Torbjorns and 1 Tracer is a perfectly respectable team.
Here it is. It's the hammer fight. That's all it is. They're just going out. This isn't welcome to the mosh pit. This is just...
If you've ever been to like a heavy metal concert, you're being thrown in. This is what it looks like. You've got Torbjorns just swinging hammers at each other. And Penn State is just absolutely dominating as they have 2 molten cores, I think, coming up. So I want to see if they use it or and here comes Sujo's molten core comes out. And now we have lava inside the mosh pit as they're slamming each other with hammers. Just no respect for each other as we have 12 Torbjorns actively going at it.
Oh, man. It's just all hammers, too. This is just amazing.
And there we go. We got the lava shooting everywhere. And if we 180, you're probably going to see a lot more lava. And oh, look, it's just everywhere. The molten core, the lava, the hammers. How do you make it stop?
Oh man, this is. I mean, I think this is what. This is the 30. Okay, so we're thankfully we're not gonna have to sit through this for 100. That would be, while fun, that would definitely be painful to watch. So look at all those. I don't think I've seen that many hammers in a kill feed before, but I think that's gonna be Hugh Storm taking it, but not. That was pretty close at the end. I mean.
So when I said free for all, what I meant was Torbjorn off. I might have said the wrong game mode. That was a rookie mistake. So we'll shimmy up. We'll show Funtastics. We'll see what he did here because he just broke out his hammer. Did he just slap people with it? Oh,
look at that.
There it is. There, beautiful.
Another one added to the list. Another 3 added to the list.
Absolutely beautiful. I just don't know what to do with myself there. So wow. I think if we have another capture the flag one coming up, and we have one more, and then we get to see them, and I have a feeling they're gonna go something dumb anyways, but I don't know. Actually, if we really wanted to, we could mess around with them, and we could turn on the capture the flag game mode and do no limit heroes too if we wanted to. I don't know if we want to or not, but we'll see. We like messing around with them for a little bit, and usually they pick up on it pretty quick because they know we like doing that.
I feel like if we stare at the observer long enough, he'll do it.
If we just heckle the observer via broadcast and via him being 5 feet away from us, it might happen. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean that was quite the adventure there. I mean,
where were you when there was 12 Torbjorns slapping each other with hammers, shooting hot molten core lava everywhere?
That is a sentence. But hopefully we won't see too much Torbjorn. I mean, I love Torbjorn, but I want to see something different. Like, I like a little bit of variety in my games. I said maybe all Winstons. Let's change it.
We like to variety it up a little bit, and actually have something besides Torbjorn going on. So maybe we see 6 Symmetros just joining each other in portals and running around in circles while they teleport each other. Because if you're asking for it, you're gonna get it. So.
Yeah, that's the ultimate capture the flag defense. I mean, you wouldn't be able to. You can't even touch the flag at that point.
Wait, could you? Yeah, because do you drop the flag if you go through a teleporter?
Here's what you do: is if you put all sim turrets around the flag, the only way you can stop that is by getting either a diva bomb or an EMP to stop all those turrets. And you have to build that. So all you have to do is hide, and they can just wait.
Do you think I don't think they have the foresight to do something like that? I don't think that the peak capture the flag gameplay is there yet.
I don't know. They've been pretty creative so far. I mean, I'm not the player. There's a reason I'm not playing.
There's a reason why we're casting, and spoilers is because we're not good players.
Yeah, I mean, I'm plat, not high plat, but I'm plat.
Look, in League of Legends, they make fun of it where they call it the diamond fight. It's like every time you become a caster or a coach or something like that, it's like, you're in the retirement home. You only hit a certain level. And so, shout outs to Joe Meister. I don't know what his rank is in Overwatch, but I bet you he's the same way.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't know. I've not played at the level, so I couldn't tell you if I've seen him on ladder or not. But, I know some coaches still have it. Oh,
yeah? You think so?
Some
of them
do.
Some of them do. It's just more fun to make fun of them, because
oh, yeah.
because once you go into coach, you've lost your touch. You could be the best Overwatch player in the world, and all of a sudden if you're coach, no, there's just no way anymore. You just can't do it. It's just you still have the skills. Yeah,
but you get to berate the players at that point because they can say what they want about you, but at the end of the day, you're the one in charge.
Well, it's an honest trade-off, It's you just get a little bit of that power to tell the player, hey, stop being dumb.
But we're gonna go to Oasis now. So we're in Oasis University. That's the name of this one, and that's where the flags will be. So we'll see what they decide to do. Yep, they figured out that they can pick whatever they want. So we got 2 Hammonds. They have
and as always, they figure it out in the first 5 seconds because they're just looking for it. They're just hoping that they get to do something dumb.
Well, I mean, last time they did, it took a while for. I think Penn State didn't realize.
Was like, wait, what? Yeah. Why is there 4 Doomfists? Wait, I thought I saw that Doomfist fly off a cliff. Where'd that Doomfist come from?
So we're gonna see them push through now. We got 2 divas on Houston. 2 Pharahs and 2 Mercies.
They're loving the 2-2-2. It's been that they started out. The HU Storm started out the first game with that. Not the first game, but the second game with double diva, double Hammond, or something like that. And Penn State does have knowledge of the no limit because they have 2 hamsters. But other than that, I'm curious to see what kind of strats they pull out. Ooh, two teams both having the flags meeting up in the middle. I like this.
Well, it looks like Harrisburg's flag is going to be returned, and Penn State is
coming in with a hot cap.
Here
You
it
see
comes.
Diva just walking her mech up, and boom, we got one big point on Harrisburg Storm side with the Smoothie cap on Diva. And now we see Penn State switching heroes. We have two Annas, maybe a Widow coming out, two Widows, maybe two Ashes. No, Fantastic stays out on the Tracer, so we're not seeing a 2-2-2. All right, and now we do, as I say that, we see the Ash. So now we have two teams of 2-2-2s coming out, and we're going to see who the better sniper combos are.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Harrisburg already takes the flag, so they're already about to be at 2 right now. I mean, I think this is gonna be relatively quick. I mean, I feel like if you don't figure out your team composition very early, it's gonna really hurt you when it comes to capture the flag, because now they're already at 2, and they're already capping it. Is that them capping it? No, it's locked. Thank goodness it's locked. I was gonna say, wow, that would be.
Wait, did they already pick up the flag again?
Yeah, we would have had time for another one, but now, I mean, look, they have Barrage on deck, they have Self-Destruct on deck. Penn State doesn't have any ultimates because they've been switching so much. So let's see how they utilize these. Ultimates. I would love to see them use Self-Destruct and then carry it back as Baby Diva. That would be that's the alpha move right there. That's escort the Baby Diva back. But here comes dual barrages, and it looks like they both catch a little bit. And that's going to be 3 of the team, so they're going to be free to go ahead and try and take the point here. Here comes Bob. Bob's going to try and stop them from taking it here, but Bob is going to be knocked around. There goes Smoothie, just casually walking that back to the point, but Harrisburg's flag is not at home right now, so it needs to be returned before you can do anything. I think it might be back before he's even done, though. So let's see.
He's just going to casually wait by the flag cap point. Say, come on, guys, come on, where's the return? And then he returns just like that. So we are good to go. So we see on those extra games, HU Storm picking up 3 games. The capture the flag one, that second capture the flag game went pretty fast. So.
That was, yeah, like I said, if you don't figure out your team composition very early, you're going to find yourself in that situation, because, like, they had the ultimates on deck, and then they were just kind of like, you know, they were a solid unit. They had, like, it was like an assembly line, just grab flag, put it back, grab flag, put it back. Like, it's tough. They don't play this game at all. Like, nobody who goes and plays capture the flag on the regular. I'm sure there's, like, custom lobbies that, you know, people play it, like, every day. Like, that's their game mode. But
that's
like,
their thing. They're
not here unless, like, someone, you know, Harrisburg's like, I'm a capture the flag.
Yeah, I'm a main in capture the flag. What can I say? So that finishes out, and we're going to be transferring over to the Philadelphia Fusion stream here. So if you are in the theater, feel free to go get some snacks, check out the merch, go to the bathroom, do anything like that, because coming up at 7 p.m. will be the Philadelphia Fusion versus the Washington Justice. And if you're in person, we'll be hanging out there, answering questions, doing trivia, and doing some other fun things. So thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the game.
Yep. Thank you very much, guys.